Are you having trouble with the new Night Sovereign and can't seem to figure out his moveset? Seems like he does a whole lot of stomping, and he does a crazy combo with his twin blade like Darth Maul. So if you're tired of all the Jedi mind tricks and the Sith Lords cutting you up into many teeny tiny pieces, well, join me, my dudes. Because I'm gonna teach you every trick I've learned so far. Tricks to help you beat this new Night Sovereign and all of his devastating nukes. That's borderline cheating in my opinion. But anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it's free and it really helps me out. And I really do appreciate all the support. Let's go train and beat that new Night Sovereign to death, because that's what we want. Victory. And to try not to die while we're doing it. Okay, bye. First things first, if you get a legendary weapon, make sure you have that in your offhand, even if you're not using it. The most important one of all is the Grafted Blade Greatsword, because it enhances attributes upon defeating enemies. This means with every enemy you kill, your HP, your stamina, your MP, your strength, your dexterity, everything. And I do mean everything. And if you can get this weapon early on, it is great to have. So sorcerers, archers, and dex builds, if you happen to come across this weapon, give it to your strength character ASAP. And hopefully they'll have it in their offhand to reap the benefits. But on to the show. Are you having trouble with the new Night Sovereign pretty much nuking you into oblivion and don't really know how to get past that? Well, all you gotta do is block. What? Really. It really works. When he's aiming that big arrow down and you see the trail line coming at your head and you just take off running, but no matter how far you get, it always seems to hit you because it is massive. Just block. Sure, it will take away half your HP, but you will survive. So when he's up in the air doing his little horsey dance, make sure you're full health and then just block, and you will survive it every time. On another note, I'm sorry, but if you run with the Duchess, the Recluse, or the Revenant, you're gonna have a horrible time because they have little HP, especially the Revenant. The characters you want to have in your party is Rader, Wilder, and maybe Recluse or Duchess, depending on what kind of spells they have. You can even have Iron Eye, and the Guardian would probably be better in this situation. And even the Executor is worthy of this battle. But the Revenant, no, please don't choose her. You're just making it harder on the rest of the party running to revive you. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. The people you want to have in your party is Wilder, Rader, and the Guardian. Now, Iron Eye and Recluse is a good substitute because they have range and they can shoot spells, but yes, you will have to revive them a couple times throughout the battle. But if you get a Wilder, a Revenant, and a Recluse, you're pretty much done for. You're pretty much gonna lose because these two are gonna die a lot. You at least want 2 heavy hitters in your team. For solo, it's a lot easier because you can choose your character and the battle goes in the way that you want it to, most of the time. This Night Sovereign gets a real crazy with his twin blade attack, so make sure you have a lot of winning graces in your inventory. I was so close with 2 winning graces, but he got me that final time. But yeah, the best character to fight this guy with is probably gonna be Wilder. Or you might even get by with the Rader. I'm not so sure about the Guardian, but so far from my experience, Wilder seems like the best candidate for this fight. I've tried Iron Eye and I just can't get as far as I can with him as I can Wilder. Because the boss is weak to lightning, but that's only during his first phase. You gotta hit him with lightning when he's doing his charge attack, but when he goes into his second phase, he doesn't use that attack no more. He just opens up a whole new bag of nightmares, so all you need is a character to break him out of that until you get to phase 2. But with that being said, let's get on with the fight. The relics I recommend for this fight is the Silver Tear, which you get from Wilder's Remembrance quest. And then you have the Grand Luminous Scene, of course. And then you have Night of the Lord, which switching weapons add affinity to attack. boost attack power for added affinity attack, and then switching weapons also boost your attack power. So when you go in, you treat it just like phase 2 of his regular phase. Avoid the arm, the slam attacks, always jump them, or try to at least. In my solo run, I failed miserably to jump any of them because I was trying to break his posture by doing jump attacks of my own. I had 2 hard-hitting swords, and I was spamming jump attacks with them, back to back to back, as many as I could get in. I couldn't really disrupt his special in time, so he got a couple of his specials off on me as well. But I started getting my bearings and I got him down to half health and he started his phase 2. Phase 2, just like when you're playing with other people, when he pulls out his dual lightsaber twin blade thingamabob, and he starts twirling it around like nobody's business, make sure to get behind him as quickly as possible. Just roll behind him. Because if you're anywhere else, you're gonna have a bad time. There seems to be a V-shaped safe zone right behind him, so you see him start up the combo, get behind him as soon as you can. That seems like the best way to avoid this attack. Always roll and stick close to his back end. It does seem like you can roll his twin blade combo, but he does so many attacks with it, it's hard to time and roll every one. So like I said, just try to get to the safe spot behind him. Do that and you should stay alive long enough to get some more attacks in. Also remember that in phase 2, he can use his wind attack at any time, where he uses his weapon and slices in front of him to send a shockwave of wind and sand into your direction. And if you get hit with it, it does hurt. The best way I found is try to roll it or jump it. But also watch out for his charge attack, because he can use his charge attack as well, where he runs through you and leaves a trail of golden ticking time bombs in his wake, meaning the glowing ground go boom. When he casts his arrows into the air and they start falling down in 2 places and start spreading out, run to the side. Try not to get caught in them. I know it's hard, but try not to. And then, of course, he jumps up in the air, ready to nuke ya. This is where you take your weapon and you block. You try to make sure you have full health, but you hold block, and when the nuke goes off, it should negate enough damage where you can stay alive. After that, I get in close, try to spam some more jumping attacks, and always watch out for his crazy twin blade combo. It's just about those 3 things over and over. You just alternate. Dodge when you need to dodge, and attack when you need to attack. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but after a few fights, you will get the hang of it, and you will finally see the patterns of his moveset. Do this pattern enough times, and sooner or later, it will break his guard, and you can get a critical. Repeat this process, and eventually, hopefully, you will win. Now, those winding graces are a must-have in this fight. I mean, some people are good enough where they can just beat him down without them, without dying a single time. But for my case, it's always a comfort to have them in my inventory just in case I get hit and you know, die. But yeah, he got me a few times. I had 3 winding graces in my inventory, but in the end, I succeeded with only 2 deaths, I think. I believe it was 2. I like his phase 2 the best because you don't have to worry about that dark arm thing swinging about. But the best characters to play as in this fight is Wilder and the Rader. Simply because they have a lot of health and they can do a lot of stagger damage. Which is one of this boss's biggest weaknesses, is stagger damage. You want to break his stance as much as you can. And when he goes into his trance to charge up his lightning bolt in his phase 1, you can break him out of it as long as your ultimate art ability is charged and ready to go. This fight isn't as bad as it seems. Sure, he got his dual lightsaber and he swings that everywhere. but you can dodge it as long as you stick close to his rear end. And the nuke, as long as you're playing with a character that has a lot of health, it's really no big deal. And if you can get the grafted greatsword early on in the run, it will help a lot to have it in your offhand and get attributes for every enemy you kill. That means bigger health bar for the boss fight. But yeah, it's only about 3 new things. The double lightsaber whirlwind attack, and then he shoots arrows out of the sky that fall down in 2 different directions. And then he has his nuke attack, which, yeah, is very devastating if you get caught up in it and you have no health. So yeah, just be on the lookout for his old moves and some of his new moves, and break his poise as much as possible. But anyways, I hope this has helped you. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And until next time, have fun, my dudes. Okay, bye.
Did you enjoy this video? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And if you get but hurt, always remember that this is mostly jokes with a little seriousness sprinkled in between. Remember to have fun and subscribe now to join the Nobody Army. I promise you will not be disappointed. Thank you for watching, my tarnished, and we will see you next time.
Like and subscribe or I'll deathblight you in your sleep. This message has been approved by the Mayor of Froggytown.